It's about time I pollute my channel with even more reviews of side-scrolling beat-em-ups. Captain Commando, the futuristic side-scrolling beat-em-up released to arcades in Japan and North America on September 28th of 1991. One of the many beat-em-ups released in the wake of the smash success of Final Fight, Captain Commando actually has origins that predate his own eponymous game. Just a quick fun history lesson, Captain Commando was originally a spokesman for Capcom's home game releases, appearing in the manuals of various games to congratulate a gamer on their purchase of a fine Capcom product. The company's name is also where his name originates from too, being Captain Commando. His initial appearance was of a buff spaceman with long flowing locks of hair, with him dual-wielding laser blasters. He then transitioned into a banner-wielding superhero for a bit, before finally ending his spokesman career as a fighter pilot in a flight suit. To cap this section off, the hero of a game called Section Z is also said to be Captain Commando himself too, but I don't see it. It's just a little bit too different for my taste. Captain Commando was totally redesigned by Akiman, who gave him a more American comic book hero design because he thought the older designs were, quote, not cool. It wasn't wrong, admittedly, and Akiman would go on to give Cap his now iconic look that we all know and love. The game itself, though, takes place in the far-flung future of 2026, and once again in Metro City. Yes, it's the exact same one from Final Fight. Unfortunately, it turns out the Vigilante Crusade done by Hagar, Guy, and Cody couldn't keep the city clean forever, and once again the city is infested with the minions of a new evil syndicate. This one is unnamed to my knowledge, but lorded over by the massive superpowered leader called Scumocide, or just straight up Genocide if you're playing the Japanese version. Scumocide has put together an organization of superpowered freaks, evil scientists, grunts, and the Japanese too. And with this motley crew of evil villains, Scumocide now rules over Metro City as well as the whole of Earth, basically. Amidst this chaos, a mild-mannered billionaire by the name of Mars Carlyle is sick and tired of all the crime and decides to take the initiative and deal with the criminals himself. Knowing he can't do it alone, though, Mars Carlyle, now going by Captain Commando, calls upon 3 stalwart allies to aid him in his crusade against the Darkness. Ginzu, a Bushinryu ninja and childhood friend of the Captain. Ginzu is a highly skilled warrior who wields the Servant Sword Lightning Light, a blade so sharp it can cut on an atomic level. Mac the Knife, an alien mummy who landed on Earth after Scumocide destroyed his home planet. Mac became friends with Captain Commando and his father too, even sharing the advanced tech from his home planet with them. Mac gets his name from the dual daggers he wields, which are actually capable of melting all matter they come into contact with. And lastly is Baby Head, real name Hoover J. Estefan. He was a scientist working alongside Captain Commando's father. Him, alongside the other scientists, were slaughtered by Scumocide, but he somehow, I shit you not, managed to reincarnate himself as his granddaughter's unborn child, later on being born with his super intellect as a baby. He thusly builds a mech suit and joins Captain Commando in his intrepid fight against Scumocide's regime. And if you think I'm pulling all that out of my ass, well, you'd be wrong, because all of these details are from the fully canon, official Captain Commando manga that was released back in 2012. Though tragically, it only lasted for 2 volumes, 23 total chapters, before its eventual cancellation. Let's get back to the game proper, though. As said, this is a side-scrolling beat-em-up. Much like its predecessor Final Fight, you'll select your preferred vigilante, and once again take to the streets of Metro City to clean it up. For the most part, things are basically identical to its predecessor, though it does have a few new additions. At a base, you can walk, jump, and beat up evildoers with a fierce combo attack. And of course you have a get off me technique for when you're feeling the heat of your foe's attacks. As for totally new additions, well, running is a new addition for sure, which opens up a nice dashing attack, and a jumping dash attack too. Every fighter also now has an advancing combo string done by holding forward while attacking too. All of these additions help with your mobility and your ability to initiate combat from a slightly longer range than normal. But other than that, we basically have the same core gameplay as Final Fight. Well, there's one more addition to this game that's pretty interesting, and that's the extreme violence. Each of the commandos can and will kill. Ginzo slices you in half. Captain Commando has Captain Fire, which burns enemies to a crisp, and Mac's knives disassemble you on a molecular level, causing enemies' flesh to melt off and leave only a skeleton behind. I guess Baby Commando doesn't have a kill animation that's special in any way, but he's the grappler archetype in this game, so that makes up for it. Enemies can also kill you too. Pretty rad, I won't lie. Violence is cool, so pick your guy and hit the streets of Metro City once again, pummeling the crazy and diverse minions of Scumocide's evil regime, which I will now take the time to compliment them all. The minions of this game are all very colorful and downright wacky at times. Your basic grunts are these candy-colored jumpsuit-wearing infantry who really perfectly fit the role of a supervillain's rank and file. Some also use guns, others ride mechs. Oh yeah, much like Golden Axe, this one has mounts, though it's just 3 different mech suits. One that punches, one that spits fire, and one that shoots frost. I can't lie though, they all kinda suck. They can't dash at all, so if you start getting swarmed by the enemy grunts, it's over for you completely. And since I mentioned the gun wielders earlier, you too can pick up weapons off the ground for use in murdering your enemies. Unlike Final Fight though, all the pickups are guns of varying kinds.
I pull out the Glock, put it on his forehead, and spill his brains all over the concrete.
Rocket launcher, the M16, which still hasn't gone out of style, apparently. All of these are pretty useful because, well, they're guns. Accompanying the basic grunts, you have the skips, skinny jean-clad gangsters who slash at you with knives and toss their knives as well. Beyond them are the most foul creatures of the evil scumicide regime. Women. But hold on, these are buff bikini-clad women. Okay, they're not evil, they're morally gray. They use tuning forks to fire electricity at you, somehow. Then you have these little pot-bellied fire breathers who share the body type of Danny DeVito. There's also these cavemen-looking fuckers who actually kind of remind me of Riggs from Brutal Legend for some reason. Then there's a big buff Amazon lady. That's always welcome, to be honest. There's a whole damn clan of ninja, too, on top of these big stone samurai who only go by Musashi. I feel like it's a mandatory name for samurai in these older games. For good reason, of course. Lastly, though, of the normal grunts, is Z, the guy that got a little too obsessed with H.R. Geiger aliens. He probably goes to cons in that outfit, not for good reasons either. Complementing these foes are both the levels and bosses too, which are all just as wacky and colorful as well. It's time to talk about them now. Level 1 is just a simple street to Metro City. It's very bright and look, 3D TVs are gonna make a huge comeback in 3 years apparently. These streets also really remind me of RoboCop for some reason though. Maybe I just wanted to put this clip in. You'll reach a bank that's in the process of being robbed by the first boss, Dolg, a glam rock golem with a penchant for running power slams. Kill him, and onward through to Metro City's Natural History Museum. I won't lie, the first time I played this, I got unreasonably excited that I might be fighting dinosaurs, but unfortunately not. Not so Cadillacs and dinosaurs, at least. You then hop into the caverns beneath the museum, which is apparently home to an entire caveman colony, one that's missing a majority of its male population by the end of this level. The boss here is a reptilian Blanca-looking guy named Strom Jr., a wonderfully alien-looking monster who shoots a harpoon gun and, of course, Blanca balls at you to attack. Next is the Ninja House level. It's here where all the ninja and samurai take up residence, of course. You storm it, and the ninja emerge from behind secret rotating walls. This is a damn cool level, I can't lie. It ends, though, when you're bum-rushed by a ton of samurai and taken to the level's boss, Yamato, leader of the ninja clan and rival to Ginzu for the throne. Put him down and onward to the circus, of all places. Yeah, you get to clobber goons in the center ring of a damn circus tent. I must say here that I love that the basic idle animations for the goons is a Slav squat where they smoke cigarettes. Also, there's a Mike Hagar bust here too, so this definitely confirms that this is the same Metro City, which also means that Captain Commando is canon to the Street Fighter timeline as well. After fighting through the main ring of the circus, you descend into a secret lab, which the circus is just a front for, and it's here you battle against Dr. TW, or rather the monster he sicks on you. You put that freak out of commission and engage in a surfing segment to catch up with the fleeing TW, which turns into a brief time segment where you have to beat his ass as fast as you possibly can. Once the good doctor has perished, it's onward to the aquarium, which is honestly the most interesting level, at least visually. You can see great underwater cities in the background here, and look, there's Shamu's hooked up to life support here after their many dutiful years of service at SeaWorld. Final boss here is a double trouble attack by Strom, so it's only one Strom and another named Druck. Kill the gas-sucking freaks and we find ourselves in an underwater base. A base that's awash in pleasant pink light that shines upon heavy chrome machinery. In the Golem production lab, you find Blood, power stanced up at his desk. He flees down to an underground train, and you fight there, of course, instead of in the office for some reason. After bleeding out blood, you hop onto a spaceship. Once again, another gorgeous level with very nice background elements. There's galaxies just popping in the windows. God, I love it. Here in the penultimate stage, you fight this fat fuck, Doppel. Not to be confused with the Doppel from Monster Musume, of course. He turns into your character before splitting in half and taking the shape of another of the heroes in the party. Kill Doppel and the clone and head to the final level of the game, Callisto. This level here has some of my favorite background pieces. I know I keep saying that, but look at this stuff. The stuff after you trudge through the crates and garbage part, I mean. You fight across a heavily populated ballroom, all these hoity-toity rich folk watching the violence unfold. And then you hit the red carpet where obese rich men are kept alive by futuristic-looking life support, and of course, they're flanked by their harem of floozies.
With sugaring, I got to fuck some LA 10s, and I think that's cool.
Then you run into Wait, why is there a portrait of Charles Manson here? Blast through Dog again, and you're finally face to face with the big bad himself, Scumicide. He's got pyrokinesis, cryokinesis, and he can just toss you around like a rag doll. He also can obviously take one hell of a beating too. He is the final boss. But thankfully our heroes prevail, and word of their victory quickly spreads via an announcement by, I'm gonna guess this is the President of the United States. It's here the citizens of Earth learn the name of their savior.
Captain Commando.
And yeah, that's it for the game. Really, Captain Commando is just another solid beat-em-up made by Capcom, on top of it being an improvement over Final Fight in every way. Better mechanics, a far crazier setting, super interesting and colorful backgrounds too, alongside an awesome cast of heroes and villains. There's something for everyone here in this one for sure. Shamefully though, Captain Commando only ever received this one game. Sure, Cap himself would have a playable appearance in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and the entire team would be fully usable in the game Namco Cross Capcom, but there's never been another proper Captain Commando game since. Though, fairly recently, Capcom's schedule of game releases got leaked, and a new Captain Commando was listed there, so hopefully we get some sort of new age Captain Commando. That's the end of this video, though. As always, dearest friends, my name is HadesManticore, and this here channel is CityStateManticore. Thanks a ton for watching if you did. Be sure to leave a fat like and a comment too. Subscribe as well, because as always, there's more content to come. I'll see y'all in the next video. Goodbye.